Welfare economics and trade. Welfare economics are topics such as consumer, producer, and total surplus that help determine the economic health of society. Consumer surplus is a measurement of benefit that customers receive when they complete a purchase that is below their willingness to pay, otherwise known as the maximum price you are willing to spend. When the price of that product is lower than the willingness to pay, we gain a benefit from saving some money that we were willing to spend. Producer surplus, on the other hand, is a measurement of the satisfaction of the seller when selling a product. It represents the difference between the price they would be willing to accept for their product and the price they receive. When they receive a payment that is higher than their willingness to sell, that creates a surplus for the producers. Total surplus is the total benefit from both producer and consumer surpluses when added together. It is a representation of the overall economic welfare in a market from both consumers and producers and represents the efficiency of that market. Earlier in the course, we learned that trade can be beneficial for both parties as it increased surplus for both consumers and producers. Trade improves total surplus in many ways, including an increase in the variety of accessible goods, where there are more choices to benefit the needs of consumers, along with specialization of goods in which you have a comparative advantage. The total costs are cut down, and quantity is increased, which benefits both producers and consumers as well. For a real world example, trading apples and bananas between countries A and B, we can assume that country A produces 100 apples and 50 bananas, and B produces 50 apples and 100 bananas. Country A will specialize in apples, and B will sell bananas to A, and vice versa. After specializing in those goods with the agreement of trade, consumer surplus increases due to the increase in variety and quantity of each good, and producer surplus increases as well due to more monetary gain since there's a loss of cost producing both goods at the same time, which occurs without trade. Each country is producing the good in which they have a comparative advantage, which betters both countries. Both parties are now better off, but there's always issues that arise with trade, such as job displacement of workers and dependency issues. But we can remember that the benefit of total surplus is always greater than the losses.